Welcome back to Poetry Corner. In lieu of Martin Luther King's birthday, today I want to talk about this piece that I wrote. It's called Tribute. And paying tribute and respect to a great man, a great leader who, compared to world leaders, is by far, in comparison, one of the greatest leaders in the history of the earth. And the reason I say that is because even though he wasn't a politician or an elected leader of some great country or a king or a monarch, in the sense of him leading people to a new way of life or a new concept in which freedom really meant something. Freedom really was felt because of the efforts that he put forward and the fact that he was willing to risk his life to achieve that goal sets him apart, and I think really makes him one of the greatest leaders in the history of the earth. And so I say tribute and respect to one of the greatest human beings on the face of the earth, a man who did not hesitate or shudder at the idea of death, and he stood up against the inundating circumstances that would probably make most men cower and retreat. He stood his ground. And I think because of that today, I'm not shy, nor will I ever shudder at the thought of standing up for what I believe, because I know in the end that if you can stand your ground and if you can really convince the world that what you believe, that that righteousness is going to prevail against all, then you would have achieved that goal. And I know that I would have achieved that goal in life. And so this man, his greatness is the fact that he stood in the face of oppression. He stood against the face of disenfranchisement, inequality, racial, and what other forms that it may have been, or it may still exist today. He stood against that and he won. And I think for that, he deserves our respect. And I think that is something to pay respect to and to remember, and in all the greatness that it was, and to take nothing away from that. Because compared to every other leader who stands with a great name in history, I think Dr. Martin Luther King is one of those great leaders, and not just of our century, but I think in the entire history of the earth in itself. So for that, I pay respect and tribute to Dr. Martin Luther King.